Alright, so I just picked up this little pit bike. It's a 125cc. Got it pretty cheap, and I figure I haven't put anything up for a while, so I may as well do a video on this. Not running, no spark, a few things missing like the throttle cable and the front brakes not really working. So I figure take it into the shed and show you guys how I'll go about getting it running. So just a quick walk around of it. It's nothing special. It's this brand here. Had a few of them. They seem to be pretty easy to work on. So this thing's missing. Throttle cable, brake. It's missing. Get one of them. Grip's missing. Get one of them. I noticed the starter cable's been cut, so we'll have to just use the Kickstarter for now. Which reminds me, put it in neutral. Quick way to work out one thing: push it down. Feels like it's got heaps of compression. You'll know if it's got no compression. It'll just go down. You won't feel any sort of pressure back off the Kickstarter or anything like that. Or even with the starter mode going, it'll be very easy to turn over and it will sound like there's no cylinder in there, piston in there. But anyway, so first thing we'll do, take all the fairings off, pull the spark plug out and see if we can't get any spark. Alright, there was only the seat really that was on it with 2 bolts there holding it on. Spark plug's out. It's a little 17mm. Trying to get the thing to focus. Doesn't look that bad. Like, not too black, meaning too rich, not too white, meaning too lean. But anyway, so quick little overview of the wiring. These are apparently, from what everyone tells me, rip-offs of a lot of Hondas. So first glance, this thing here is your voltage rectifier. Essentially what that does is it changes, I think, AC to DC, DC to AC. Anyway, and helps the bike with the power and whatnot. So then you got, which isn't plugged in, should be, oh no, there it is, CDI box. This is the main, one of the main things to do with spark. And then from the CDI goes to the stator, which spins around, and pretty much think of it like an alternator when it's going. It's giving it spark, it's what's helping charge the battery. And all of that, so stator to rectifier, no, stator to CDI to rectifier to the coil to the spark. That's essentially all the power sources of what is going to be from A to Z of getting the bike to get spark. Now obviously other things on some bikes, sometimes you've got to hold the clutch in to get it to go. You've got an electric start here, you've got on and off and all that, but we'll be able to bypass all that and see if we get spark and make sure the main things, so the CDI and the coil, are both working. Generally speaking, I've worked on a few of these now and spoken to a few people. The stator or the coil or stator coil is sort of rare for it to not be working. So yeah, we'll see if we get spark. So there's no spark. Quick, easiest way to do it, grab the back of this, hold it to the exhaust and push this down. It should be easy to push down with the spark plug out. Initially no spark, just started following it back from the coil. Straight away noticed the coil wasn't plugged in properly. This was hanging out, plug that back in, started getting spark straight away. So we know that's good. So now onto the fuel. So I started pouring fuel in. Got a leak from there, got a leak from the carby as well. You can see it's pretty dirty inside. To be honest with you, every time I've done this, I've had to replace the carburetor, because if you leave fuel in them, these cheap Chinese carbs, they just go rotten. But I'll tighten that up and see what happens. I'll give it a few kicks and see if I can't get it running nice on that. If I can't, I'll pull the carb off, give it a quick clean with some carb clean, and get the air compressor on it and clean it out. If not, I'll throw a new carb on. Alright, I'm going to give it a kick now. Remember, the throttle cable is broken, so that might play a part, but we've got spark, we've got fuel. Let's see what happens. There we go, choke is on. Oh, doesn't sound too bad. I can't rev it though, can I? Because it's got no throttle. I'll just use that part there. Alright, we'll turn the choke off. Let's see if we can't just get it a run on our own. If we can, this has been the easiest one so far. Doesn't sound like it's running perfect, but that is a million times easier than the others I've worked on. Oh. Well, looks like it's going to have to either warm up a bit, or it's going to have to have a carb clean. I'll try it one more time. Alright, well, now that it's warm, she wants to run a bit better. Oh, almost stalled then, but I can rev it now. I won't do that too much though, because I'll change the oil, and I'll also put it all together, take it for a little strap, put a throttle on it. I actually got one spare for it, and, or should I say I brought one spare for it, and I'll put a new front brake lever on it because it's gone. I just bought this assembly here. Put it all together and see how it rides. Alright, so I've taken the carby off only because I had to replace the throttle cable because it was all destroyed, and I couldn't get the new grips on and whatnot. So this is a good little time to show you. It's not that complicated. I've taken the screens out, but this is what happens when it sits for ages. So it'll run, but it's got that popping and some backfiring. There's your main jet. There's the flow under that. There. Should probably take that out, clean it. I wasn't really going to do a crazy clean on it because it was running alright, but I'll just run through some carby cleaner and put it all back together. I'm not going to really mess with, or I'll remember that's your fuel mixture screw because it was running alright. So remember, or mark where it was originally, and remember where your idle screw was because it was also running well. This is only if it was all running alright and just needs a little bit of a clean. So that's what I'm going to do now. A bit of carby cleaner through the jets, and I will use a bit of compressed air as well. Alright, carbs back on. I gotta put this little fuel filter between the fuel tank and the carburetor, or run it in the fuel line. New air filter, new front brake lever, new spark, new grips. Apparently you just throw a bit of hairspray in there, put them on, let them sit overnight. I don't know if you can tell, but there is a size difference. There's a bigger hole and it goes over the throttle lever, which is here and on. So that'll be sweet. Do the brake, put it all back together and see what it sounds like. Alright, so the bike's warmed up a bit now. I've got the new throttle cable, brake, fuel filter, air filter, clean the carby. Seems to be going really well. So see how it goes. It is warm, so I expect it to go straight away. Idle's good. The idle drops back to where you want it. Yeah. Anyway, that's the video. Figured I'd throw something up. Yeah, sweet. Thanks for watching.